chilling video of a convicted predator stalking his prey. A sweet, unsuspecting 14-year-old girl smiling on a bus with no idea of the monster who's laying in wait for her. And the terrifying moment when innocence runs straight into absolute evil.
She looks towards the individual, and then she steps back away from him.
I'm not a monster.
Alianna DeFreeze, snatched on the way to school, taken near the bus on an icy winter morning.
I don't understand how someone can take away a sweet, innocent child like Alianna.
A mother's grief, understandable for Denisha Cooper. Clutching Alianna's favorite stuffed animal, Denisha remembers her adorable daughter's final moments.
She ran back and gave me a hug and kiss. I was grateful for that moment because I almost missed it because that was the last time I'd seen her.
Now, breaking news. A verdict in the murder trial of the man charged with abducting the 14-year-old on her way to school.
We, the jury, in this case, being duly impaneled and sworn, do find the defendant, Christopher Whitaker.
It was just after dawn. Alianna is changing buses at this Cleveland intersection. She never arrives at school. The alert system is down, and Denisha doesn't find out Alianna was gone for nearly 10 hours. Cleveland police mount an intense search for the 14-year-old.
We followed up on dozens of leads that we have from the community, and we asked the community to continue to phone in those leads.
Then, 3 days later, a gruesome discovery in an abandoned house. A young girl's body is found. She'd been raped, stabbed, and beaten to death. Tragically, it's Alianna.
She was just a baby. She didn't deserve this. She didn't deserve it.
And with several unsolved murders in the neighborhood, terrified residents are wondering, is there a serial killer lurking among them? So what kind of madman would do this to Alianna?
He's an animal. He's a demon animal. And I'm frustrated. I'm mad.
Reportedly, more than 100 registered sex offenders live within a mile of the crime scene. So could the killer be one of them?
We want to wrap our arms around this family.
The manhunt for this monster is on.
We're working with the FBI and detectives from downtown, from homicide, and detectives from the 4th District, nonstop around the clock, trying to bring resolution to this, bring closure to this, find out who did it, and bring them to justice.
Justice which has recently eluded this neighborhood. Shockingly, 5 other women in the last 2 years have been murdered, and those have all gone unsolved.
We've had too many deaths in the area. There's too many women coming up missing or unsolved murders, and we're concerned. We don't feel safe. Women don't feel safe, and we need to bring this to the attention of the media, attention to the community, and bring it to the police, and we want answers.
The public's concerned. So a reporter with our affiliate WJW at the end of the news conference asks the crucial question.
Do we have a serial killer?
I'm not going to definitively say yes or no.
Cops seem tight-lipped, but they do point out the unsolved cases aren't all the same. The victims' ages and killer's MO are different.
We look at that, and there are commonalities between crimes, then we immediately start to investigate those commonalities.
Then, less than a week after Alianna's body was found, an arrest.
This defendant followed a child from a bus stop, kidnapped her, then savagely and brutally assaulted her and murdered her.
Christopher Whitaker is a registered sex offender who had done time in the past for felonious assault and sexual battery. How was Whitaker caught? A tip leads cops to a house where he was reportedly living. A house which was miles away from where authorities believed he'd been staying, where he'd registered as a sex offender.
We spoke to them every day. They was our neighbors. I never even knew till I seen it on my Facebook that was Chris. I'm like, oh my God.
Whitaker is now being held without bond, charged with aggravated murder, rape, kidnapping, aggravated burglary, and abusing a corpse. He pleaded not guilty.
I'm going to go to every pre-trial, every trial, everything, so he sees my face.
The prosecutor says he'll seek the death penalty. If it's proven that Whitaker did it, Denisha says death is what he deserves.
I hate to say this, but I want him to suffer. Like, you know, he made my daughter suffer, but I also don't feel like he deserves to live for taking my daughter away from me.
During the 6-day trial, prosecutors connect Whitaker to the murder through DNA evidence in a footprint found at the crime scene. Then, the jury is shown Whitaker's kill kit, a drill, screwdriver, and other tools found near the teen's body that he used to torture and murder Alianna.
That driver, it looks larger and wider than the drill.
Prosecutors also introduce a never-before-seen videotape of Alianna's final moments on board the bus to school that tragic day. She's seen laughing and smiling. Little does she know that when she steps off the bus minutes later, she'll run into the man who will kill her.
This is Alianna crossing the street, looks towards the individual, and then she steps back away from him.
One eyewitness, Kenneth Chambers, who had never come forward before, claims he saw Whitaker grab Alianna.
He grabbed her, and my first thought was to call the police.
Chambers, now haunted by that decision, was a high school student at the time. He testifies he didn't call cops because he thought Whitaker might have known Alianna.
He grabs her, and he was like this, but I seen him when he did it, but I didn't know who he was.
Then the most dramatic moment in the trial. Prosecutors show the jury Whitaker's police interrogation, where he admits killing Alianna, telling them he was in a crack cocaine-induced rage at the time.
People will look at me like a monster. I'm not a monster. I'm just an addict that made a mistake. What shouldn't have happened.
Now it's decision time for Cuyahoga County jurors.
It has definitely not been easy, and I just trying to take it one day at a time.
And after nearly a week of testimony, they announced their verdict in the murder trial of 45-year-old Christopher Whitaker, charged with killing 14-year-old Alianna DeFreeze.
We, the jury, in this case, being duly impaneled and sworn, do find the defendant, Christopher Whitaker, guilty of aggravated murder.
Whitaker is found guilty on all 10 counts, including aggravated murder, kidnapping, rape, burglary, and abuse of a corpse.
I just trying to take it one day at a time and trying to be strong for my family.
The sentencing phase will begin next Wednesday. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty, and Alianna's mother is one step closer to peace.
The Lord was on our side, and I'm just anxious to move on to the next phase. Whatever the jury and the judge see fit, I am okay with that.